Hello everyone, welcome back to AeroHub and welcome to the series of lectures in aerospace structures. In the last lecture we discussed about the shear flow distribution of a tapered wing spar, and in this lecture we will discuss a numerical problem so that you can get an idea to find out the shear flow distribution of a tapered wing spar. You can see in the figure we have a tapered wing spar here which is fixed at one end, and at this end the length is 400 millimeter, and we are providing a shear force of 20 kilonewton at the free end. At the free end the length is 200 millimeter and the flange areas are given as 400 millimeter square. I can see in this section also, and the thickness is 2 millimeter for the web, and they are asking to find out the shear flow distribution at a section midway along its length. That is, the total length of this tapered wing spar is 2 meter at 1 meter, that is from fixed end 1 meter. We have to find out the value of shear flow distribution. Okay, so this section is fully effective, and in this case the web of the section is fully effective in resisting direct stress. Okay, so therefore the section is not idealized. Okay, so the web can carry certain amount of direct stress, and the flanges also can carry a certain amount of direct stress. Therefore we have to consider the thickness of the skin while calculating the value of moment of inertia for the section. Okay, and the ultimate aim is to find out the shear flow. The shear flow is given by Qs is equal to minus of S y of web divided by Ixx into integral 0 to S T y ds plus Br yr, where Br is nothing but the flange area. Okay, so you have this equation. This is the equation through which we are finding out the value of shear flow. Now in this equation we have the term Sy of web. Okay, Sy of web is given by, we derived this equation in the previous lecture. Sy of web is equal to Sy, the total shear force, minus Pz1 delta y1 by delta z minus Pz2 delta y2 by delta z, equation number 2. Okay, so shear force is already given in the question. Okay, shear force is 20 kilonewton and it is acting in the vertical down direction. Y-axis is upwards, and we are applying the shear force in vertical down direction, so that will be minus 20 kilonewton. Okay, then to calculate Pz1 is nothing but the axial load acting on this section 1. Okay, this is Pz1. Okay, to find out Pz1 we require the value of sigma. Okay, we know that sigma Z is equal to mx divided by Ixx into y. Okay, this is the equation to find out the value of sigma. Okay, to find out sigma we need moment of inertia, and y. Y is nothing but we have to find out the value of shear flow at a distance 1 meter from the fixed end or free end. So the total height for this section AA is already given. The section A is already given here, 1, 2, and the total height is 300 millimeters. So the value of y will be 150, and mx is nothing but the moment, and we are applying the load vertically downwards, so there will be a hogging moment. There will be a clockwise moment. Okay, moment will be clockwise. Okay, so mx is positive here. Mx is equal to 20 into the total length. We have to consider the section AA. Okay, that will be 20 into 1. So this will be 20 kilonewton meter. That is the value of mx. Okay. Now you got the value of mx and we know the value of y. Y is nothing but the distance from the neutral axis to the flange area or anything. So that will be 300 by 2, that will be 150, and we have to find out the value of Ixx. Now Ixx is equal to, we know the formula, BD cube by 12 plus n into ay square. In this case I will write it n into ay square, and for this section the value of B is 2 millimeter and D is 300 millimeter. So I can write the equation as 2 into 300 cube divided by 12 plus we have two flanges. We have two flanges at point 1 and 2. And the flange area is 400 millimeter square. So we have the value of n as 2 and a is 400 millimeter square, and the value of y is distance of this flanges from the neutral axis. Since the section is symmetric about z axis, so this will be the neutral axis, and the total distance from the neutral axis to both the boom areas will be 300 by 2, that will be 150. So I can write the value of n is 2 and the area is 400 and the value of y is 150 square. Okay, so I'll be getting the answer for moment of inertia as 22.5 into 10 power 6 millimeter power 4. This is the value of Ixx. So we got the value of Ixx, we have the value of moment and we have the value of y. So sigma z is equal to mx by Ixx into y. So I can get mx is 20 into 10 power 3 kilonewton meter. I'll convert into millimeter, that will be 10 power 3 again into 150 divided by Ixx is 22.5 into 10 power 6. Okay, so I can cancel out 10 power 6 from numerator and denominator. So I will be getting 20 into 150 divided by 22.5, and the answer will be 133.3 Newton per millimeter square. This is the value of sigma z. Okay. Now I got the value of sigma z. From sigma z I have to find out the value of flange load. That is the axial load in the flanges. That is PZ1 is the axial load in the flange in point 1. That is on this area PZ1, and this will be PZ2. Okay. So PZ1, this is not for this section, it will be for this section. This is PZ1 and this is PZ2. Not on this section, it will be in the mid section, PZ2. Okay, PZ1 and PZ2. And you have to understand PZ1 is equal to negative of PZ2. We have derived this in the previous lectures. That will be, the stress is given 133.3 and multiplied by the area, you will get the value of, that is P is equal to sigma into A. This is the equation we are using. 133 into 400. So I will be getting the value of PZ1 and PZ2, that is equal to 53320 Newton. Okay. This problem is directly taken from Maxson, aircraft structures by Maxson. You can just go through that if you have any doubt. Okay, now from the equation 1, Sy of web is equal to Sy minus Pz1 delta y1 by delta z minus Pz2 delta P Z2, sorry, delta Y2 by delta Z. Okay, there's no denominator here. Okay, so now in this equation we know the value of Sy, we know the value of Pz1, Pz2. We don't know the value of delta Y1 by delta Z and delta Y2 by delta Z. These are the slope. Okay, so delta Y1 by delta Z is equal to, you can see here, the total height here it will be 300 and the total height at the end section is 200. So this section, this length will be 50 there, and this length also will be 50 mm. Okay, so the delta Y1, this is a decreasing slope from this point AA to the end of the section, that is the free end. This is a decreasing slope. The decreasing slope. So delta Y1 is nothing but this length. Okay, that is 50, and delta Z is 1 meter. Okay, so delta Y1 is 50 mm. Delta Y1 is 50 mm, so that will be minus, because of decreasing, minus 50 divided by 1 into 10 power 3, because it is in 1 meter, that's why converted into millimeter, that's why 1 into 10 power 3. Okay, so I will be getting minus 0.05. Okay, similarly delta Y2 by delta Z, delta Y2 will be same 50, that is negative, and also remember delta Y2 will be always a negative because we have the section 2 below the horizontal axis of symmetry. So whatever value for Pz1, Pz2, Py2 will be always negative. Similarly delta Y2 will be also negative. So since it's a decreasing, we have negative value here, negative of minus 50, because it is a decreasing slope. Minus 50 into 1 into 10 power 3, this will be 0.05. Okay, now we can substitute the values of Sy, Pz1, delta Y1 by delta Z, Pz2, and delta Y2 by delta Z. This is not S, delta Z. Okay, to find out the value of shear force at the web. Sy, W will be, Sy is minus 20 into 10 power 3. Pz1 is minus 53320, and delta Y1 by delta Z is minus 0.05, minus Pz2 is here again minus Pz2, so that will be plus. Okay, this is minus Pz2. Okay, that is plus. This is 53320 into delta Y2 by delta Z is 0.05. Okay. So this will be, while calculating, I will be getting the answer as minus 14668 Newton. This is the value of shear force of web. Okay, so we got the value of shear force. Now we have to find out the value of shear force, shear flow. Qs is equal to minus S of web divided by Ixx into integral 0 to S Ty ds plus Br/yr. Okay, this is the equation to find out the value of shear flow for the midsection, and I can plot this midsection. This is the midsection. Okay, this is the midsection, and these are the flanges 1 and 2, and the total height is here 300. The total height will be here 300. Okay, so thickness is 2 mm. The y value for a web will be always h by 2 minus s. Okay, we will be calculating s. from this point. Okay, the y value for for a vertical web is h by 2 minus s. We have discussed this in the previous unit. Okay, so total height is here 300 by 2 minus s, that will be 150 minus s is the value of y. So substitute qs is equal to minus syw. Syw is, we calculate, that will be minus of minus 14668 divided by the ixs is 22.5 into 10 power 6. This we calculated in the previous steps. Integral 0 to s, the thickness is 2 millimeter, t is equal to 2 mm, 2 into the y value is 150 minus s into ds, plus the value of flange area is 400, and this is the section, and the total height is 300, and we have a flange area, both two flange areas here, 400 millimeter square of each. So the value of y will be 150. Okay, so I calculate, so I'll be getting here plus 6.52 into 10 power minus 4 into, I integrate this equation, will be 300 minus 2s, 300 minus 2s ds. Okay, okay, 300 minus x ds. Okay, this will be 300 integral 0 to s, 300 minus s ds. Okay, it will be 2s ds plus 6,000. 400 into 150 is not 6,000, 60,000. Okay, after I am integrating, I will be getting this as 6.52 into 10 power minus 4 into s square plus 300s plus 60,000. Okay, so this is the value. Now we got the value of shear flow equation, put as equation number A. Okay, now the equation number A, the total height here it is s is equal to 0. We have to find out a shear flow at s is equal to 0, s is equal to 150, that's the shear flow at the midpoint of the section, and s is equal to 300. And you have to also always understand that the shear flow value will be maximum at the midpoint of a section. We have discussed this thing in the previous lectures. Okay, so when we put the value of s is equal to 0 and 30, the value of shear flow will be always same. Okay, when I put the value of s is equal to 0 and s is equal to 300, I'll be getting the value of qs as 39.1 Newton per millimeter. Okay, just substitute the value of s as 0 and 300. I'll be getting the value of shear flow as 39.1. Okay, so this is the 39.1. Okay, and when I put s is equal to 150, I'll be getting the value of qs as 53.8 Newton per millimeter. Okay, so that is, we have a maximum value of shear flow at the center. So this is the shear flow distribution, and at the center we have 53.8, and here we'll be have 39.1. For the station, s is equal to 0 and s is equal to 300, the value of shear flow is same, and at the center the value of shear flow is 53.8. Okay, so that's all about this lecture. Thank you so much. Take care.